The Republic of Guatemala is a Central American nation that shares borders with Honduras, El Salvador, Belize, and Mexico, among other South American nations. Guatemala shares borders with the Caribbean and the Pacific Ocean. More than 15 million people live in the nation, with Guatemala City as its capital and largest city. Most of Guatemala's population is mestizo, with nearly equal numbers of other indigenous peoples. Other indigenous groups include the white, Quiche, Quiche, and Mam. Quiche, one of the Maya people's indigenous groups, is the Quiche. The majority of Quiche people are native speakers who also know some basic Spanish. The Guatemalan highlands are home to the majority of the Quiche people. 9% of Guatemala's population is Quiche, Cachiquel. One of the Maya people's indigenous groups is the Cachiquel. The native Cachiquel language, which is also one of the Mayan languages, is spoken by about 400,000 people. The Cachiquel people are farmers and have a culture that combines Mayan and Spanish elements. Currently, 8% of the population is Cachiquel. Mam the Mam are an indigenous group that speaks the Mam language and resides in Guatemala's western highlands. Some Mam people still follow their traditions and customs and live in small hamlets in the mountainous area of northern Guatemala. Spanish and Mayan are two languages that some of the Mam speak fluently. 8% of the nation's population is Mam. Quechua. Another ethnic group in Guatemala that is a member of the Maya people is the Quechua, who speak the Quechua as their native tongue. Due to persecution, land displacement, and migration, the Quechua community was scattered throughout Guatemala. 6% of the population are Quechua. The Garifuna, the Afro-Guatemalans, and the Afro-Mestizo are other ethnic groups in Guatemala that are indigenous people of Guatemala. The eastern part of Guatemala is home to the majority of the other indigenous groups. There are smaller Arab communities in Guatemala City, a sizable Jewish population that immigrated from Germany and Eastern Europe in the 19th century, and Asians, primarily of Chinese and Korean heritage, whose forefathers came to Guatemala in the 20th century to work on the country's farms and railroads. 9% of the population is made up of the other indigenous group. A sizable portion of Guatemalans reside abroad, with the United States housing the largest diaspora. There are many different languages, cultures, and races in the ethnically diverse nation of Guatemala.